This audio is for historical and entertainment purpose only. Stormer was a Stafford English Bull Terrier cross bred in Ireland and later purchased and brought to England by P. Murphy, who at that time hadn't been in the dog game for that long, although he already had 4 dogs from the same area of Ireland. Murphy had been told about Stormer by a friend in Ireland who had seen him perform and rated him highly. As his owner was looking to get some cash together, Murphy took the opportunity to buy the 2.5-year-old dog. According to people who had spent time with Stormer, he had seen 4 outings in Ireland. Initially, he went into a big English Bull Terrier. Stormer, at around 45 pounds, was conceding a full 17 pounds, but this was not considered as a match. Stormer made his debut in fine style as he stopped his opponent in 20 minutes. A few months later, he had his first match against Jingles. Stormer, weighing in at 46 pounds, had to concede 7 pounds, but delivered the goods, winning in 58 minutes. The owners of Jingles asked for a rematch, claiming the dog had gone off in conditioning, so a few months later they battled again. This time, Stormer's win was much more decisive, as the match only lasted for 17 minutes with Jingles dying in the pit. After a 6-month rest, Stormer was ready for his 4th time out, this time against Spock, a dog with a reputation of being game. Once more, Stormer had to concede weight, and this was to be a long, hard match, with Stormer winning at the 2-hour and 20-minute mark. It was after this win that Stormer was sold to Murphy and sent to the UK. Within a few weeks, a test was arranged so that Murphy could assess the dog. This came in the form of a contracted match into Josh out of Hopcroft's Bess by Pied Piper's Rocky. Josh was reputed to be an awesome punishing biter, and his reputation was built in roles, and in his match against Moonshine, an APBT which he stopped in 40-odd minutes, killing him in the pit. Stormer, handled by Roger, comes in at 42.5 pounds. Josh comes in spot on. The dogs are placed in the pit. The referee says face them, and then pit. When released, Josh runs across and Stormer turns as though he don't want to go. Josh takes a hold, and Stormer goes into action with a vengeance. At 5 minutes, it's even, Josh on the head, and Stormer working the legs and shoulders, keeping Josh from doing the damage he's noted for. At 10 minutes, the dogs are vying for position and swapping holds, but Josh has the better of it. At the 12-minute mark, Josh has a good hold on the muzzle. They go loose at 14, and Josh makes a turn, which is called and allowed. At 15 minutes, a pickup and Josh to go. The referee calls pit, and over Josh goes. 20 minutes gone, and Stormer shaking a front leg, with Josh trying to get him off by working the head. At the half-hour mark, the match is even, both dogs in good shape. Josh is pushing the pace with Stormer content to wait and pace himself. Up to the hour mark, and Josh is ahead with Stormer trying to catch up. Just after the hour mark, it's 5 scratches each with Stormer going over like a steamroller. At 1:10, Stormer goes in front as Josh begins to tire. Stormer senses this and looks to push his advantage. The 1.25-hour mark comes, and Stormer seems to have stepped up a gear. He is now doing all the work and biting harder, although Josh continues to scratch well and is trying hard to catch up. Josh is picked up at 1.27, with Stormer looking as though he could go another hour. A few months after the Josh match, a challenge was issued by Stevie, the new owner of Champion Psycho, a 4x winner looking for his grand championship. After some debate over weight, the match was finally set at 43 pounds. At the match venue, Psycho weighed in at 41.25 pounds, followed by Stormer at 42.5 pounds. 10 minutes later, the handlers were in the pit with the dogs ready to go. The referee called pit, and the dogs were released.
Psycho ran over to meet Stormer, who turned away. But when Psycho hit him, he went into battle with Ernest. The turn had been called, and as soon as the dogs were out of hold, a pickup was allowed. The atmosphere was electric, as the Irish fancy were convinced they were seeing a cur, and that Stormer would quit the battle. 5 minutes had gone, and both dogs were working hard, trying to gain the upper hand. Psycho looking for the legs and chest, with Stormer holding him out. Looking for the legs and chest, with Stormer holding him out. At 11 minutes, the dogs came loose. Stevie got a handle on Psycho, and the time had come for Stormer to run his scratch. Stormer flew across the pit, knocking Psycho into the corner. The English fancy cheered and the match went on. Another handle 5 minutes later, and Psycho ran his scratch in fine style. 20 minutes gone, and Stormer was now looking the stronger dog, as he had taken a chest hold and was shaking it out, while Psycho was working hard to get him off. By the 30-minute mark, it had become a scratching match. Both dogs had run 3 each. At the 33-minute mark, Stormer ran his fourth. This time he took Psycho straight out of his handler's hand and into the pit wall. By the 40-minute mark, Stormer was getting on top, scratching harder than ever, and Psycho was doing all he could to even things up. At 48 minutes, both dogs had run 6 each. Stormer had a muzzle hold and was working it hard, but Psycho had him off at 54 minutes, and Stevie got in for a handle with Psycho to go. On command, pit. Psycho hesitated momentarily before taking the fight straight to Stormer, and there was a cheering from his supporters. But the fight was now slipping for him as Stormer had stepped it up a gear and seemed to sense that the victory was near. From 55 minutes to the hour mark, Stormer was doing it all, but Psycho never gave up. At 1 hour and 1 minute, Stormer ran his 8th scratch and was on a down dog as he hit him and folded him in his corner. At 1 hour and 3 minutes, a handle was made with Psycho to go. Psycho looking very tired and was sportingly picked up by his owner, conceding the match. This match was fought and won in a sporting manner, with 2 of the best dogs around of that time, proving that they indeed deserved their champion titles. Stormer was rested for a while and then returned home, but his retirement was short-lived, as the owners of Buzz, a full brother of Josh, challenged Stormer. 6 months later, the match was on, but it was a short one, with Buzz jumping the wall after only 1 minute and 52 seconds. As a match-quality dog, Stormer was one of the great ones, and it is a shame that he never produced offspring with the same quality. But one thing is for sure, he will never be forgotten by the fancy. Game dogs of his caliber are far between, and the few that possesses these traits that we so often want to see in our own stock are highly regarded, no matter how long it is since they passed away.